Hello and welcome to the Fast Lane Car. Thank you so much for watching. And let's talk about this one. We bought it, 14 hours or so ago. And I have to say, I really like this little car. I think it is incredible value. So let's talk about how we purchased this vehicle. As you may know, buying new cars and trucks is kind of a tricky thing in today's climate. There have been big chip shortages, super low inventory on new car lots, but there's actually a pretty cool service. This is not a sponsored thing. No one's paying us to say anything about the service, but Case, do you want to come up here? I want to show you this. I've never seen this service advertised, but AAA, that's right, the same folks that do the roadside assistance, they offer something called Auto Source. It's only in a few states, but it is one of the most wild services that you can imagine. Basically, you go to AAA Auto Source and you say, hey, I'm looking to buy a new car. And they'll ask you, well, what are you looking for? We said a Subaru Crosstrek. They said, do you care about color? And we said, no, just make it some bright poppy color. And they said, what about price? We said, we want to keep it affordable, so it's perhaps more applicable to a lot of folks on YouTube watching this. Anyways, they went out and they came back a couple days later and said, we found one coming. It will be in Colorado in the middle of May. And here is the price. Because the folks at AAA Auto Source, they have dealer contacts. They can work with the dealers to get you the best price. And then it showed up, like I said, yesterday. You sign a couple things, you pay them the money, or you work out financing, and off you go. You never go to the dealership. You don't have to deal with the salesman. What can I do to get you into a new Subaru today? Nothing like that. It was the most painless, amazing experience. They only offer this in, like I said, a few states, and it's never been advertised as far as I know, but it's such a cool service. We've used them a bunch of times. Basically, you order a car, it shows up at your house, sign a paper thing, and the car is yours. So that's what we did with the Subaru. So how much did we pay? Well, let's take a look at the sticker. Let's see where it came from, first of all. So it looks like AAA sourced this car from Auto Nation Subaru West in Golden, Colorado. The MSRP on this one was $25,695, but because we're being fully transparent on the series, we paid $23,497, which is pretty incredible in today's car and truck market. I mean, a lot of these things are going for over MSRP, and we paid under. Once again, AAA is not sponsoring us. They're not giving us a special break because of who we are. It's just a service we've been using for years and years and years, and we wanted to let you know of. So why did we buy the Crosstrek? Well, apart from the countless emails, and I do appreciate the emails, very, very kind of you, but there have been so many asking us to review it. The Crosstrek is a really popular car. It seems like every fourth car you see, especially here in Boulder, Colorado, is a new Crosstrek, and as such we felt it fair to go out and review one. Now there's a lot of different trims, there's 2 different engines, there's a couple different transmissions, but we wanted to buy an affordable one. So many times journalists get criticized for reviewing the expensive cars, and that's typically what like the press fleets have. That's what the companies put into the press fleets. But because we don't work with Subaru, we said, well, why don't we go out and buy an affordable one? Maybe something that you will see a lot of on the road. This is a base model Crosstrek. It only has one option. Let's see what that option is. The popular package 1. So that gives you the mirror, compass, rear bumper cover. It's a $1,000 option. But like I said, mid-20s. And I have to say, you get a ton of car for the mid-$20,000 range. One of the coolest pieces about the Crosstrek, which honestly I have never experienced because we don't review Subarus, is this up here, the Subaru Eyesight system. This was standard on this car. It gives you adaptive cruise control and lane centering. Pretty much Tesla Autopilot at a $25,000 MSRP price. That is wild, and it works super well. We have like 60 miles on this car. We bought it with 39, but over the last 21 miles driving it home yesterday and driving it to dinner, I was amazed by how well that system works. Now let's talk about what engine we bought. So there is a 2.5 liter available, but because this is the entry-level spec car, we've got the little engine, which may be good with rising gas prices. This is a 2-liter Boxer 4-cylinder engine. It makes right around 150 horsepower. I think it's officially 152. Look how shiny and clean that engine is, by the way. I mean, this thing is fresh out of the packaging. I do love how Subaru puts the oil filter up here. Initial impressions, well, I'm still trying to break this in. You know, it's a brand new car, but it is quite slow. I mean, it's faster than walking. I think it's quicker than walking. But genuinely, this has got to be one of the slowest new cars you can buy. Honestly, I'm not too concerned with that whatsoever because this is not meant to be a speed demon. It's just meant to be a good all-wheel drive car to get you through the snow and to do it efficiently. And I think this engine should do that just fine. Once you're up to speed, it does a good job of maintaining 65, 70, at least from what I found in this brief testing, but it is quite slow getting to 65 or 70. Let's hop on the inside and talk about the interior. So, we got to pull the wrapping off this thing. This is always the most satisfying part. Are you ready? Oh, look at that. I love that. All right, we got one more to do here for the info screen. There we go. So even though this is a base Crosstrek, the interior feels pretty nicely equipped. It does have a plastic steering wheel, which I really don't like that much. But apart from that, it does not feel like a cabbage cart in here. It feels like a real car. Let me show you the key. It does have an old school basic key, which I prefer over push button start, but I can put that in the ignition, turn it, and it comes to life. Now the infotainment screen in this car is a 6.5-inch screen. It's a little bit slow, especially when you start it up, but I think it'll do the trick. AM, FM radio. It also has connectivity with your phone. Beneath that here, we've got our climate control. So we've got automatic climate control, even at 25K, automatic climate control. So put it on auto and it will maintain the heat and the air conditioning to the desired level. And this is the hot ticket item, which I'm sure we're going to get a lot of comments about, the Cvt Transmission. Now, you can potentially get the Crosstrek in a manual. When we were talking to the AAA guys, they couldn't track one down with the manual. But the other thing too is Subaru has recently been pushing their CVT so hard. Every product has been transitioning to CVT. Like the Outback here in the States, you can only buy with the CVT. And if you get the CVT, you get X mode, which is the off-road mode. So we thought, let's give it a whirl. We'll get the CVT, we'll get the X mode, see what all the hubbub is about. We want to, buy a car that I think will be representative of most Crosstreks, and I think, at least gut feeling tells me most Crosstreks now will have the CVT, at least based on current industry take rates on the manual transmissions are so low. So we'll have to see how that works in the real world. But you got the parking brake here, steering wheel controls, like I said, adaptive cruise control, which I love. I'm just so excited about. A little info cluster here, but it shows you some cool stuff. Tire pressure, PSI, allows you to adjust some settings. That's our current fuel economy. Once again, the car only has about 72 miles on it. There you go. That's the total number right now. So we'll do fuel efficiency tests going forward. But so far, I really like the interior. The seats are not great. This headrest, really too firm, and this armrest also really too firm in my opinion. Not a huge amount of adjustability on the seats either. I don't think these have lumbar support, but I do love how durable the interior feels. I mean, you can really tell that for people with dogs, for people who are into hiking, the so-called target demographic of this car, it makes a lot of sense. Materials, nothing feels that good, but I think it's going to be durable. Up there, we've got that little screen to show you some basic information. All right, let's go ahead and check out the back seat. Remove some of the new car wrapping here. The back seat is amazing. This is my driving position at 6'1", just blown away by the headroom, by the legroom, by the shoulder room. I mean, I think it's a shame that we can't receive these vehicles earlier to test because, I mean, whenever people ask me, they're like, should I buy the Crosstrek or I'm looking at a Renegade? I just can't recommend the Crosstrek because we've never tested one. But if we'd gotten this car earlier, I would probably tell you that this is one of the best seats in this class that I've ever experienced. It's really good. This car also has the all-weather liners. And one of my favorite parts is if you get the kind of the slush mats. Check this out. Back here, the whole back of the seat is lined in this rubber. Blaze has already been up here, gotten it a little bit dirty, but you can see that I think this just, does it snap out? Somehow this is removable, so you can clean it out. Really nice to have, especially at this price point. And let's see if Blaze can hop in here by himself. Blazy! Blazy, come on! Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You want to hop in? Go for it. Good boy. Oh, come on, buddy. You're being lazy. You can do better than that. I've seen you get in by yourself. Well, anyways, the height for furry friends, I think is pretty good and pretty usable. So let's go ahead and pop the back and see what the trunk is like. So here we've got our cloth floor mats, which did come included with the car. And then under here, let's see what's under here. We've got our cargo floor and looks like a space saver spare tire. Blaze, are you gonna try to come in again? Come on in, buddy. You're so good at doing this off camera. I know you can do it on camera too. You're working at it. Come on. Come on, Blaze. Come here. Come on. Come on, buddy. I know, good boy. Come on. Come on, Blaze. You can do it. Give me a hand. Like a Titanic moment here, buddy. The lifeboat is sinking. You gotta keep trying. Or you can give up and jump into the Atlantic. That's cool as well. But first impressions, very positive on the Subaru. Very slow, but I love the color. I like the looks. Really impressed with the ground clearance too. Can we talk about this? 8.7 inches of ground clearance. In person, it looks like more. And the wheels, for a base model car, you don't get some, crummy steel wheels. We got alloys, baby, which look really nice. Blaze, you wanna try it one more time? Go in there, buddy. Hop on in. Go in. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Go in. All right, well, that's not gonna happen. But anyways, guys, really excited about the Crosstrek. I've been blown away with just the value over the last 14 hours. Full fleet of tests coming. We're gonna take it off-road too, see if X mode lives up to the hype, see how it does when the going gets a little bit rough, and give you a full and thorough independent test of the Subaru, because that's what we do. Really excited to get our hands on one finally, Crosstrek, after so many years, and really put it through its paces. Well, as always, this has been, oh wait, we need a name for this car actually. So the last one was called Jess. That was the 2018 Outback. I've been on a Fast and Furious kick recently. I'm thinking about calling this one like Dom. D-O-M. I think that would be a clever name for it. But let me know what you want us to call this Subaru. As always, this has been Tommy with the Fastlane Car. Check out tflcar.com for the latest and greatest in independent and honest car reviews.